Have you ever had the feeling like you were just being tested by some higher power? Like everything in your life just seemed like some sort of like sick, twisted, universal joke. Or maybe you just were like, I don't know what to do. Well, I am here to tell you that the universe knows exactly what it's doing when it seems like your world has turned completely upside down, and it's all gonna benefit you in the long run. My dog's going crazy. Okay. You good, Leona? You good? Hi guys, my name is Lacey Jane. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. If you are new here, this is a space where I talk about how to live a life that's just happy and fulfilled, whatever that looks like for you. And some days for me, I talk about spirituality. Some days I talk about manifesting. Some days I really just talk about how to kick depression's ass. And today what I really wanted to share was kind of a message that I've been thinking about in my mind recently about how the universe likes to test us. And by test, I just mean like when you're caught in that situation and you're like, I don't know what to do. Like, what is going on with my life right now? For example, maybe this looks like you were quitting the corporate world and you want to start your own business, and you're super pumped and you're super excited and you're ready to go to start this business, and then your boss comes to you and your boss is like, hey, you want a raise? Or an alternate situation, maybe you're super pumped and you're ready to quit your job and you're starting a business and your significant other loses their job. And then you're like, wow, okay, is the universe fucking with me right now? Like, what is going on? And I shared that example because I had a similar instance. It's not nearly as huge as that, but I had a similar instance where I questioned the universe and thought, is the universe testing me? When I quit my big girl job, my office job, my insurance job, and I went to be a server full time, I was super, super pumped and I was ready for my decision. And I had that little voice, that egoic voice. I don't even know if egoic is actually a word. Like, I don't know, I'll look it up. I had this egoic voice in the back of my mind as I was like driving out of the parking lot from my job. I was like, oh my God, I quit my job. I'm so happy. Meanwhile, I was thinking, did I make a huge mistake? But I was pumped, so I was like, whatever, I'm gonna go to my second job, which was gonna be my full-time serving job. And I went into work that night, the same night that I quit my job, and I got completely like bitched out by my boss, like completely bitched out. And you know, it wasn't probably that big of a deal at the time, but since I was like so high on quitting my job and also having this little voice in the back of my head like, Lacey, what are you doing? I took that to heart and I was like, oh my God, is this the universe trying to tell me that I made the wrong decision, that I should have stayed in my office job unhappy and just like stayed there and just stuck with it? Like, is that what the universe is trying to tell me with this? And yeah, like this moment was like a brief moment of doubt for me, but then, you know, I think my higher self kind of took over because I snapped out of it and I was like, okay, Lacey, you made this decision, you trust your intuition, just go with it. And what I want to say about that is that I don't necessarily believe that the universe is going to test you per se, but rather I think that when these situations happen and we start to question ourselves, the universe uses that as an opportunity for us to make a new decision. Because when you think about it, everything in life is just a decision away. It's one intention away. So every time you manifest, every time you think a new thought, you're making a new decision. And I think that in this moment of my doubt, it was a new opportunity for me to, for one, change the way I think, but also it's an opportunity for us to decide how we want our life to look. I could have easily thought to myself, wow, you know what? This is a sign from the universe that I should just go back to my unhappy life. I should go back to my job and I should just do something that makes me unhappy and that I can just settle in and just stay there, because this is clearly a sign from the universe. I could have easily thought like that, but I think that in this moment of doubt, this was an opportunity for me to say, okay, Lacey, do you want to stay in the same place and the same thought patterns and just deal with life? Or I could take this chance, this opportunity to grow and learn from this situation and say, you know what, Lacey, no, I'm not gonna take this same old path that I've always taken. I'm gonna go in this direction because I want to change my life. I want to live a life that makes me happy. And in order for me to do that, I have to change directions every once in a while. I have to start to think differently and start to see these moments of doubt as an opportunity for growth. The thing is about your intuition is that when you decide to listen to it the first time, when you decide to just go with your intuition, you're never gonna be led wrong. Every time that you decide to lead from your heart, you're in the right direction. You're on the right path. You're already doing what you're supposed to be doing. And another thing that I want to share with you guys, another example is an example that comes up for a lot of people who struggle with toxic relationships. So for me, this is personal to me. I was in a toxic relationship for a really long time, and I, had the balls to break up with them and live my life. And I was like, yeah, I was feeling good after I broke up with them. I had my own apartment, my bills were paid, I was balling, I was feeling good about myself, and mentally I had worked on myself. I was, working out, getting fit. And what happens next? You know what happens next. He texts me like, baby, I've changed. And me, I'm like, is this a fucking joke? People can totally 100% change, but no. If I had not listened to my intuition and decided to just go back to this person, what would I have done? I would have just gone back to the same life and relived the same patterns and fallen back into the same patterns that were inevitably going to repeat over and over and over again. And when these things happen, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on in my world right now? I have to look at it from a different perspective and realize that the universe isn't testing me per se, but the universe is like, hey, Lacey, what decision do you want to make right now? Like, how do you want your life to look? Is this how you want your life to look, or is this how you want your life to look? And I guess what my moral of this hopefully short story is that when things like this happen, when things come out of left field for us and we don't understand why they're happening to us, I believe, and I want you to believe, that there's an opportunity for growth in literally every situation. There's an opportunity for you to say, okay, wait, I'm gonna step outside of this situation right now and I'm gonna look at it, I'm gonna take a breath, and then I'm gonna decide how I want to respond. I'm gonna decide how I want my life to look. Do I want to make this change now, or do I wanna fall back into an old pattern and repeat it over and over and over, because patterns will inevitably repeat themselves. You have an option to create, to mold the life that you want. Sometimes we fall back into those patterns. We fall back into the same old life, the same old routine, the same old thing happening. But there's gonna be an opportunity again for growth. There's gonna be another opportunity in the middle of a struggle. You're going to find the opportunity to grow from it. You're going to find the opportunity to say, you know what? No, I'm not gonna go back. I'm gonna listen to my intuition this time, and I'm gonna make a new decision. And maybe that decision is, I'm gonna learn from this mistake, or I'm going to change this about myself, or I'm going to say no to things that don't serve me, because the universe doesn't want to test you to punish you. The universe wants to test you, backing it up with love and support, because it loves and it fucking supports your ass just for the benefit of your growth, just to help you evolve into what you want. You know exactly what you want, and you're deserving of that. You're deserving of the life that you want. The universe is never going to be playing a sick joke on you. If anything, it's just trying to get you to recognize your worth, and to recognize that you have so much potential, and to recognize that you can get through anything. Even when your world seems upside down, there's an opportunity for growth. There's an opportunity for you to make a change. And remember that when you listen to your intuition, when you do things with your heart leading you, then you're always on the right path. You're always making the right decision. I hope that you guys got something from this. This was a short, sweet little message that I wanted to share from my heart today, because it's been laying on my mind, and I think that, too many people get down and out about their circumstances, not realizing that there is just so much opportunity in this lifetime for you. There's so much opportunity for you to create the life that you are deserving of. And I hope that you got something from this and you learned something from this, because it took me a long ass time to get to the place where I can say, you know what? Things like this happen for my growth. Things like this are happening for me. They're not happening to me, they're happening for me. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you learned something, if you liked something, if you resonated with something, please make sure that you like this video and subscribe to my channel and click that notification button so that you can be the first person to see this face. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Take care of yourselves, drink some water, try not to drink 5 cups of coffee on an empty stomach. Love you, I appreciate you. I will see you guys again next week. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, see you later.